Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we will see how to connect OneDrive files using Power BI. So I have three OneDrive files here with me, and the content of the file is pretty straightforward. It's the same as the file name. So each of the file contains just a single column here, which is the same as the file name. So how do we fetch these three files and import them into Power BI in memory? That's what we are going to see. So as you can see, I have opened this file here. So the link that we need to get to fetch this file, pull this into Power BI, we will not get it from here. What we need to do, we need to click on the file and then use the open in app option. So the open in browser option will not give you the link, but if you click on open in app and then click on the pop-up which will appear, once it opens in your Excel, you need to go to file, you need to go to info, and then you can just copy the path from here. Once you have copied the path, you can go back to the Power BI, and here in the Power BI you can just connect using the web connector. So one thing to keep in mind, once you paste the URL that you have copied from the file, you can delete the question mark web equals to 1 portion of it. Just keep it up till the file name, including the format. So just press OK, and as you can see, we have the file content here. We can load it in memory. So this is the way we fetch the OneDrive data into Power BI. Okay, and now we can go a bit step further. So I'll show you one concept of functions in Power BI. So how the functions work is, suppose we have a list of values in Power BI. We can create a list by going to new query, blank query, and then we can create a list from 1 to 10. We can turn this into a list and then turn it into a table so that we have data in rows and columns. Okay, so these are the numbers. So if we want to do any function against these numbers, so for example I can create a function again using the blank query. I can create a simple function n as number equals to, and then I can just define multiplying the number by itself, and this is a function. Okay, so n as number, n multiplied by n. Okay, so yeah, so now it's come. So the what this means is that the inside the parenthesis what we have is a parameter, so that parameter multiplied by itself. It's a simple function that we defined in Power BI. Now if we use this on this list of numbers, how we can do that is if we just go to add column and then invoke the custom function. You can give the new column any name. So this is multiplier. That's what this does, and then we can just invoke this function that we created, where the number will multiply against itself. So the column, as we can see, it's already selected here. We only have one column. So here, each number in each of these rows gets multiplied by itself. So this is how we use the functions inside Power BI. Okay, how we can leverage functions inside Power BI. So similarly, as we can see here, we have the content of the file here. Okay, so what we can do here, we can of course make this more legible by using the first rows as header. And once that is done, what we can do, we can just break down the URL into three separate portions. So the portion of the URL up to the year, which is the separate portion for all the three files that I have. So if I go back to my OneDrive here, so as you can see, only the years are different for the among the names of the three files. So if I come back to Power BI and I place everything as the common for the first part, and common for the third part, and the only difference is the second part. Okay, I can do that. I can just do that and press OK. It'll still give me the same output because I'm not changing the URL. I'm just breaking it down into three parts. Okay, and now here I have the year, and this is the same content as before, but the portion here that we are really interested in is that we can just change the second part of the uh, URL, and then we can get the content of the second file. Similarly, we can change the second part and get the content of the third file as well. Okay, so how to do that now? Using a simple way, we can create a parameter instead of having to pass uh, these three separate times. We can just create a single parameter. How to do that? It's very straightforward. We have manage parameter option here, creating a new parameter. Let's call this here. As it's part of a string, it will be text. You can give it any value, current value 2002, create the parameter. Okay, so now as we have created the parameter, we can just define the parameter here. Okay, instead of hard coding it. Okay, and press OK. So the value will not change, it's 2002, but the advantage is now as we change the parameter, the value will change here. Okay, so this is a simple file. Even if the file had lots of other content, the concept still applies. And now since we have the content of the file using the simple parameter one, we can use a function to automate this. So how to do that? So this is a table of data which has a parameter in it. We can create a function on the basis of this just by right clicking on it and then clicking on create a function. Let's suppose we call it year call. Okay. Oh, and before we do that, so here as you can see, this year is in the number format. We can change the type into text just by right clicking on it and then changing the type into text. Okay, and now we can create a function. Okay, so we can create a function from here. We can call it year call. Click OK. As soon as we do that, we can see that the three separate portions are created. One is the function itself, one is the file based on which the function was created, the data based on which it was created, and the other is the parameter. Okay, so here we can provide any value here so that we can invoke the function. Once that's done, we can see that the data which we wanted, and that is coming out. Okay, so basically all the data that we want is coming for that file. Okay, so here we can delete the invoke function. Okay, so now what we can do is we can create a list. We can create another list inside other queries. I'll just go and from blank query I'll create another list. So here my list will be just simply the three values that I have. Okay, I'll change this into a table like I've done before. I'll change this into a text. Okay, and now I can invoke the function here by clicking on add column, year call. Okay, so the new column will be content of the file. Okay, and then the year call. Okay, So the column, the only column that we have is pointed towards it. We have the table of values here. We can just simply expand it to show the year. So as you can see, we have fetched the data corresponding to all three values in the list. So similarly, we can create a list and we can use a function to get the values from OneDrive and fetch the values in a simple, easy manner in Power BI.